Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tomica Table, and today I have with me a very interesting Tomica comparison video. So, we have the white FK8R right here, Honda Civic Type R, the red Honda Civic Type R, and well, suddenly, out of the ordinary, we have a LaFerrari. So today we're going to be comparing the detailing of the cars right here, the Civic and the LaFerrari, and see which one is better produced and detailed. So, first up, let's just compare these two Civics, because I don't think I've done it before. So effectively, they are pretty much the same right here, apart from the color, so let's get this one in as well. And the rims, this one stays red, like this one over here, but the body is white. So as you can see, there's more contrast on the rims on the white car, which makes it look a bit better. See from the front bumper over there, there is a little carbon fiber feel, and all around the sides and the back bumper. We have your very detailed diffusers right here on the back, and the red Honda logo and Type R, which stands out pretty well. Because on the red one, as you can see, the red finishing and the line right there, the accent color, doesn't really show up too well, and Honda and Type R, can't even be seen, because red on red doesn't look nice. Anyway, on to the LaFerrari part, and let's use the white one because it's nicer than the red one and the detailing, so let's see who will win. First up, for the LaFerrari at the back right here, we have our back grills, really nicely detailed in there with plastic and pretty well molded. Down here for our diffuser, we have a little red splitter right there in the center, which I presume you put your racing light in there. Ferrari on the top part of it, and the diffusers, well, one on each side obviously, and some more plastic detailing going down underneath. So this metal portion right here comes all the way around here where it clicks in, and the side, yeah, 3 layers of plastic. So that's kind of interesting that there's so many layers of plastic for the diffusers. And let's see for the Civic. First up, we have our triple exhaust pipes right here in the center. We have detailing and accent colors for the rear bumper, unlike the LaFerrari, which doesn't really have an accent color. Over here for our back grills, again, they are black plastic, but this time they're actually outlined in black and make them look a lot better. So for the diffusers right here, there are only small pieces of plastic just jutting out, pretty randomly on the bottom, and maybe some attempt at making some more on the side. So I guess for diffusers and the back bumper, the LaFerrari wins. I mean, like, it's obviously much cooler and interesting make and casting. So anyway, on to the rear lights and the spoiler issue. Spoiler part, actually, not an issue yet. And over here in the back windscreen and stuff. So we have the Honda badge, Type R with the Type Silver and R red, and Civic in silver right there. And for the rear lights, we have triple colored with black, red, and silver on both sides, which really bring this car to life with all those interesting colors. For our wing on the side right here, there seems to be a little bit of a defect on the rubber. So I guess, well, it's not really that good. And on the wing, which is also rubber, so you can bend it down, it's completely black, and the portion underneath is transparent plastic, as it's the same part as the rear windscreen. So as you can see right there at the back, really nicely detailed, because I haven't really seen many Tomicas with a little window tip right there, which pretty sure you can lift up in real life and helps with the airflow. Don't know if you can lift it up here, don't want to ruin the car, probably can't lift it up. So let's just take a look at the LaFerrari. So anyway, obviously no wing here. Not much to be disappointed about, because they don't really have wings unless it's the Aperta or FXXK. So anyway, over here for our rear lights, these are injection molded, transparent red insertions. So they're pretty nice, and well, they kind of look different because this one looks more transparent than this one. This one just looks plain red, or it was painted over, so it doesn't look that well because these are certainly different colors. I think this one got accidentally painted over and therefore a defect. So the Civic wins for the rear lights. And anyway, for the logo and badge at the back, Ferrari is a tiny bit off-centered for the back, and therefore Civic wins again. Well, I mean, just look at that, it's off-centered, so you can see that it's off-centered. So yeah, the Civic wins that part. So anyway, for the rear windscreen, we have really nicely detailed rear windows, well, rear window, and nice, well, bumps on there. I don't know exactly what to call them, and your little air vent on the windscreen, which is perfectly embedded into the plastic. So really cool. And I guess for the rear windscreen, even though that has some really cool functions, it's a tie. And another plus point for the LaFerrari is that there is an engine underneath the back window, so you can see all the engine details right there, and the Civic doesn't have it because it's a front engine, so it doesn't lift up like the FK2R, so I guess LaFerrari has more details for the engine. So over here on the side, for the Civic, we have red chrome wheels and nicely detailed door handles right there, really cool, with your A-pillar and all that stuff, all very nicely, well, painted on. Very smooth paint, no, well, flakes or bubbles or anything, so that's good. And for our supporting beams, they're pretty nicely integrated with the black into the white at the base, but on the top right here, there seems to be a bit of a black spot up there, so that's not too good, I guess. For the side, there's no black spot, and yeah, seems to be pretty seamless. For the side diffuser, or whatever you want to call that, it is carbon fiber finished, so it feels like carbon fiber. And over here, as you can see on the side, it looks like carbon fiber, but it's just plastic. So really cool. Have to give Tom the credit on that one. And I guess that's pretty much it for the side. Taking a look at the LaFerrari, even though it's primarily carbon, we have, well, really nice and shiny chrome, which is pretty thick, so pretty interesting. And the chrome is not of the same thickness on this side, but on this side, oh, it's actually the same. Thought it was a defect. So apparently, I guess the back wheel is supposed to have more chrome than the front wheel. So anyway, over here for the side door, they made the air vents really well. As you can see from the front all the way sliding back in a seamless curve. But even though there's a door there, it looks really good. So I guess, you know, call it a tie because there's no carbon fiber detailing and any side diffusers or anything like that, because even though the real LaFerrari has options to put carbon fiber on the sides. So that's pretty interesting with the Ferrari logo over here. Just one last look at the side before I turn it around. The front, where we compare the front vents and grills, the lights, and the front windscreen. So starting off with the Civic, you can see that the front has again a carbon fiber finished bumper with some pretty neatly detailed air vents at the front. And well, yeah, look, our grill over here, and these two grills are actually 3 separate pieces integrated into the die-cast. So really nice, because you see this is metal, and inside there all the grills are all plastic. So that's pretty neat how they got everything to fit in perfectly. And I guess that's a win already for the Civic. I mean, we haven't taken a look yet, but we'll just compare it in a second. So for the Honda badge right here, it's red and silver because it's a Type R on a plastic grill, which includes the front lights. So The front lights here are not too impressive, just molded into the same plastic as the grille, which is just shoved on the front. No, not much attempt to make a, well, like a more Civic style light, because this one just looks too angry from the front and can't really see too many of the lighting details. So for the front air vent right here, it's not too detailed with just plain white, even though there's black in there on the real car. So front air vent, not too good. They could have done more details, like maybe outline it in black or something, but they just left it white. So for the front windscreen, pretty plain, so nothing there. Over to the LaFerrari, as you can see, the front has some pretty cool details, including over here, as you can see, pretty nice tip over here, which sadly doesn't have a front diffuser under there. Would be nice. And for the front splitter, right smack in the center with the Ferrari badge above it, and the vents in there, not too much detail. It's mostly just plain black plastic, but yes, it is molded according to the shape. So that's pretty nice, and there is a little red metal part that just comes down randomly over the front bumper, which looks really nice and pretty accurate according to the real car. So that's pretty neat. Something that I didn't really expect from the post-production pictures. So it's a cool little detail, and I guess Ferrari and the Civic have tied with the bumper. But for the front lights, I should think Ferrari has already won that, because as you can see, these lights are really detailed with the actual individual light spots as in the real car. So no doubt about it, Ferrari wins the lights. So for the front air vent, I think we all know that Ferrari wins that again, because instead of just having plain white or plain red for the red one, we have an intricately detailed front vent system. So over here we have a little black stripe, which signals the start of the first vent, which has some pretty nice black plastic, which is highly detailed, slotted into there. A bit of die cast across here to divide the two vents, and a second vent right there with some black down in there. So these are both separate pieces of black plastic and have different designs, and well, there's this crossbar over here, which is what I like to call it, of die cast metal. So I guess Ferrari wins the vents as well. And well, I think it's hard to tell, but Ferrari has won more categories than the Civic. So why is it not focusing? Oh god. Okay, there we go. So I guess Ferrari has won more than the Civic, so I guess Ferraris were made better than the Civics. So just to show the base right here, the one of the Ferrari is printed, but the base feels like some cheap plastic that's coming from China. So just saying, on the base looks like so weird, because the made in Vietnam, please focus, made in Vietnam part is like barely engraved in there and looks so cheap. So on the base, I forgot to tell you, Civic obviously wins. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for today's comparison between the LaFerrari and the Honda Civic. So thank you all for watching. Do like, comment, and subscribe.